Hey, so you're thinking about moving to Sacramento, California? Well, you are in the right place. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. This is Renee with the Freeport team here at eXp Realty and the Living in Sacramento YouTube channel. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the alert bell so you are the first to know about all things living in Sacramento. And today we are actually exploring Land Park. So if you aren't familiar, Land Park is actually a 160-acre park, and it is right just south of downtown Sacramento. And I'm standing in front of Fairy Tale Town. You can see it back there, which is also like right in the heart of Land Park, the actual park itself. And then behind me is the Sacramento Zoo back there. You guys can see that. And Land Park is one of those like super fun, laid back neighborhoods. You've got amazing homes here in the area. And the great thing is because of the proximity to downtown, we have a lot of our owners, clients and friends that live down here that they will bike into work, into downtown, or, now that we all can have that opportunity to work from home, it's just a really nice place to be able to go and, you can literally like explore the park. There's Duck Pond, like I said, the zoo, and Fairy Tale Town. Fairy Tale Town is just like it sounds. It's this tiny little storybook place where, like mostly kids, I would say under like 5 or 6 are going to be the audience for Fairy Tale Town. And it's just a really fun little park that you can take the kids to. They do events throughout the year, like they're going to have, it is fall, if you can't tell from all of the leaves falling down, and they do a trunk or treat here at Fairy Tale Town, where it's a safe trick-or-treating atmosphere, and so fun for families and all the things. There's about 26,000 residents in Land Park, which what we did was we comprised that of Upper Land Park, the main Land Park, and then also South Land Park. So obviously Upper Land Park, because since Land Park is south of downtown Sacramento, Upper Land Park is going to be the closest to downtown. Then we're going to head up, into the main part of Land Park, which is all around the actual park. And then Southland Park is going to be everything that is south of Land Park, the park itself, that is. So when you get down here a little bit further south, then we get into what they call Southland Park. And we're going to take a look at 3 different houses today while we're out and about on our tour of Land Park. And so we're going to see one in each of those neighborhoods. So we'll go to Upper Land Park, then into the main part of Land Park, and then down into Southland Park, and probably not in that order, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So we're going to go in order of least expensive to most expensive, and so I think we'll actually go in a different order than I just said, you guys. And I will do a little bit of driving around so you guys can see some of the sites. We are part of Sacramento Unified here in Land Park, and so there are so many students within Sac Unified, and they do get a B rating according to niche.com. It's one of our sources that we go to quite a bit to check schools and different things for our clients that are moving to the area. And by the way, if you are thinking about making a move to Sacramento, whether it's in a week, a month, or a year, go ahead and reach out to us. We love hearing from clients like you that are thinking about Sacramento as their next home. So student to teacher ratio, though, we were talking about the schools, it's about 23-1 at Sac Unified, so it's pretty good ratios, which is probably why they get that B rating. And it's also, there's some really great high school programs within Sac Unified where you can really pick a specialty. So McClatchy has a great college prep program. West Campus is like super well known for their high school prep, or their college prep, excuse me. And then you've even got some different art schools that, focus on arts in high school. And then there's even nearby, there's a health-focused high school. So lots of different things. And so when your child gets to be high school age, you can actually go through and pick your top 1 or 2 schools. And then if it's not your neighborhood school, then you can actually try to get into that specialty school, which I think is pretty cool. So we've got a couple of friends that have their kids at McClatchy and one that's at West Campus, and they're just super happy with everything that they're experiencing with those programs. So again, over behind that big wall over there is the zoo. And Sacramento has a very sweet zoo. They also do a ton of programs every single year, and a bunch of different fun events. You can camp overnight in the summertime, and they do a lot of camps and things like that in the summer too for students. And then I was just going to walk up here a little bit further so that you guys can see a little bit more of the park. So I'm coming up on one of the duck ponds, but there's also like just a ton of soccer fields, and it is fall, so soccer is in full swing. And we've still got some fall ball going on too with baseball, and young kids out here playing all kinds of sports. We'll see people running and biking, and it's just a very, very active part of Sacramento. So there's a jogger that just went by me, as a matter of fact. So I want to walk up here so that you guys can see a little bit more. I've actually got something fenced off over here. I'm super curious what's going on. So maybe I'll try to get close with you guys so we can see what kind of maintenance and different things they're doing down here. But there's literally, like I said, 160 acres of park. So you can come out here and picnic, watch your kids play sports, just hang out, do yoga in the park, any number of things that you can imagine. And then of course we've talked about this so many times, but there is so much tennis in Sacramento. So of course there's tennis courts here in Land Park. And can you see that behind me? Way back there in the background, there's the baseball and the soccer fields back there. So, and then over here behind me is something that they've got fenced off, and I'm just not 100% sure what they're working on. So I might have to do some research and get back to you guys on what that is at another time. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and get on tour today. Again, we're going to check out 3 houses here in the Land Park area. And I think we're probably going to go South Land Park, then Upper Land Park, and then end here in the middle, right here in the main part of Land Park. And then we'll probably wind up maybe at 1 or 2 little restaurant spots that are great too. See you soon. Okay, so here we are at our first stop as far as the houses go today for our Land Park tour. And I am down here in South Land Park, like I promised, and this house behind me is very, very indicative of what you get here in South Land Park. So it's a nice 1-story rancher. It's about 1,900 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, so 3 bathrooms, but one of them is just basically a powder room. And then it's also on almost a 1/4 acre lot, which is really great. And again, that's very, very usual for Southland Park. We usually get some nice, good sized lots down here. And it's, you can probably maybe hear the freeway noise. We're pretty close to Highway 5 and also very, very close to the river. So nice proximity to get down to the river, and also, again, just get right into downtown from here. And this house is listed for $611,000, and I'm just gonna do a quick pan around so you guys can see the street. It's a very, very cute, well-maintained street. The neighbors all look like they really have a lot of pride of ownership for their neighborhood, which is what you want. And this house has been on the market for a little bit, so we are starting to see days on market increase for our properties here in the Sacramento area. And especially with interest rates jumping up a bit this year, more than a bit, as you guys know if you're looking for houses, it's definitely slowed things down a little bit, but we are still seeing homes sell every single day. And the great thing with Sacramento, I think in particular, in comparison with other areas in California, is that we still have a lot of industry moving into our area. So I know the media talks about the great exodus, but our region is growing jobs all of the time. And so, you know, having nice neighborhoods like this where you can get a good size house for under $650 is unusual, and I think not what most people think of when they think of California. They usually think of Silicon Valley and, you know, oh my gosh, you have to spend $1 million and you only get 1,200 square feet. And here in Sacramento, your money goes a lot further than other areas of California, that's for sure. It is very nice and sunny here in California, and in Sacramento in particular, so I'm trying to grab some shade from this big, beautiful tree, which brings me to some of the things that Sacramento is known for. And we've always been called the City of Trees. So we've got tons of trees, tons of parks all throughout the region. And then most recently, we have one of our local restaurant owners that has coined the phrase farm to fork capital of the world. And so we do a farm to fork festival, which just happened in the fall. And they shut down the Tower Bridge. It's amazing for this like major dining experience. And then they have a whole festival downtown on the Capitol Mall, and just everything focused on farm to fork, because we do have just a tremendous amount of the whole country's agriculture is actually out of the Central Valley here in California and in the Sacramento region in particular. So pretty fun facts there with Sacramento. And again, this house behind me, we're in Southland Park, cute little street just off of Gloria, and it is selling for $611,000 right now, in 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, almost a quarter acre. Really great property, as you'll see from some of the photos that we're sharing here as well. And next up, we're going to go to Upperland Park. I'll see you guys there. Here we are at stop number 2 today, and this is Upperland Park. And I was gonna say, you guys, there's always people out here walking, running, walking their dogs, biking, and so right on cue, a kid drove by on his bike. So I'm on Swanston here, just off of Riverside, and this super cute little 3-bedroom, 2-bath behind me. It's about 1,750 square feet. It's on a little bit smaller lot, so as we get closer, towards downtown, we definitely start to see the lot sizes get a little bit smaller. Not all the time, but in a lot of cases. And one thing that I had not shared yet with regards to the whole Land Park area is our median home price here in the area is about $760,000 right now. Obviously, we've got things fluctuating and whatnot as well, with the interest rates going up, and we've seen a lot fewer home sales. So we will probably see a little bit of downward pressure on those pricing. Although there's a lot of economists saying that it'll probably just start to even out, since we've had so much pent up demand for such a long time. So that's obviously to be determined. We will keep you all posted on that as well as you're watching this Living in Sacramento channel. So the house behind me is a little bit more than the median home price here in the area. It's listed for just under $900,000. It just hit the market actually too, and I would imagine with you guys can see from the photos that we're sharing that it is pretty nicely updated, beautiful wood floors, nice open kitchen, which is not typical for a home this age. This house was actually built in 1943. And it's a really great street. We've had friends that have lived on Swanston and absolutely loved it. So I'll just do a quick little turnaround here for you guys so you can get a good sense of, what the yards are like. Again, trees, really, really mature trees, of course, because of the age of the homes. And trying to get that light correct. And so this is definitely one of those prize areas in Sacramento. Like, it's just iconic. People know Land Park. Again, the proximity to downtown is fantastic. So if you are looking to move into Sacramento and you need to work downtown and you don't get the opportunity to work from home, this is one of those neighborhoods that is really highly sought after, and also always does have some good amount of inventory too. So you've got some homes to choose from as well in all different price points. So we're looking at 3 different price points today. So in that $600,000, more of a starting range, a little bit higher end than most starter homes. And then of course this one in that move up range. And then we've got one that's kind of an iconic property that we'll head to next over on 3rd Avenue. One other thing I was going to share about Land Park is that the median income for those 26,000 residents here in the area is about $106,000. So a little bit higher than the median average for all of Sacramento. And so, you kind of need that in order to afford some of these homes as well. I feel like there's a couple other fun facts that I will share with you guys at the last house. And then, like I said, we'll probably wrap up with at least one restaurant that we always like to go to. So I'll see y'all at the next house. last home stop for the day for our land park video blog tour. And this house is on 3rd Avenue. We are literally probably walking distance to the northern part of Land Park, and then also within walking distance to California Middle School as well, which is the middle school here in the area. This particular house behind me, you can see it's a Tudor style, and it's just under 3,000 square feet actually, so really nicely sized home for this age of property. And it is oh my gosh, built in 1942, like I said, 2972 square feet, so just under 3,000 square feet. It is on a fairly small lot for that size home. It's 0.15 acres, and so it's about 5,000 square feet, give or take, for the lot size. And it does have a finished basement as well off of the master suite, so you know, whether you want to make that a wine cellar or just use it for storage, there's a lot of great possibilities here. So I'm gonna just walk the street a little bit so you guys can see this part of the neighborhood as well, although I'll drive around like I always do also. So again, right on 3rd, just off of Land Park Drive actually, so really great location. These people are probably, their dogs are going crazy because I'm staying in front of their house. So I was going to share with you guys, I'm going to go stop at Freeport Bakery, and also right next to Dad's, which is a great local spot. Super fun restaurant owner there, and he has some of the best burgers in town. So we'll stop and end our tour there. Other things that are just iconic here though in Land Park would definitely be Vic's ice cream, world famous ice cream, or at least locally famous ice cream. We've got the college nearby, Sac City College, as well as the George School of Law is nearby as well. So you've got some nice higher education available here in the area, as well as all of those public schools that we talked about earlier today. And then you've also got really close proximity to Christian Brothers, which is one of the local high schools that's Catholic private high school here in the area. And then there's also a lot of people that take their kids to St. Francis and to Jesuit that are here in the area as well. So couple different private school options in addition to all of the public schools that are really well rated as well. So that is it as far as the home tour goes, and then I will see you guys over at Dad's or Freeport's, whichever has parking for me today. See you in a minute. Okay, you guys, so I have to admit I'm feeling a little bit silly right now, because here I am wrapping things up of our Land Park tour, and I am on Freeport Boulevard, which is quite a busy street, so you can definitely hear the traffic behind me, so I do apologize for that. And I also apologize, I think I must be so focused on coming to whichever of these two establishments that I'm coming to whenever I come that I totally space that they're in the same parking lot. So Freeport Bakery behind me is also very locally famous, and we are big time patrons of theirs every year. They have an amazing, very authentic German style pretzel. And so every year for our Oktoberfest, if you guys have listened to any of our pro and con videos that we feature on our other episodes, or any of the map tours that Mike usually does, you'll hear he has a pretty good German accent. And so we throw an Oktoberfest for our friends and clients every year, and we get our pretzels from Freeport Bakery. They also do some fantastic cakes though, so super creative, really fun, unusual, different cakes. And then Dad's, that I was talking about at our last house, Dad's is right behind me too. So we did a little 2-for-1 for you guys. So again, we're right on Freeport. Also along Freeport, we've got, really great local coffee shop. It's called Chocolate Fish Coffee Roasters. So I'm coming up on that right now. Got Marie's Donuts too. Like, how can you go wrong with coffee and donuts right next to each other? So they're right behind me here. And then just beyond that is a really awesome market. I think it's too far to walk to. But Taylor's Market is also really good. They've got like a traditional, authentic type of butcher. I was forgetting the name. Oh my gosh, so really great butcher in there too. So great place to get your meats and all of your local things. So that's going to wrap it up for Land Park today. So thank you so much for coming along. And if you're thinking about making a move and Land Park is on your list, definitely reach out to us. We get calls and emails and direct messages from people like you every single day, and the team loves it. So definitely reach out. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that alert button so you're the first to know about all things living in Sacramento. All right, you guys, see you next time.